It had been 4 years since I last saw my hometown during its blood-red moon period, but the memories still torment me. They say time heals all wounds, but the scars left on my soul refuse to fade. As I sit here writing these words, I think back to those fateful days, knowing that nothing, absolutely nothing, can ever erase them from history. Perhaps if we share our tales, some comfort can be found, maybe understanding why someone might become unrecognizable during the moon's visitation. If there is anyone willing to listen, truly hear us out without judging. Please bear witness to the things that happened beneath the blood-red moon. After all these years, with hope almost extinguished from my veins, I finally realized true stories connect us, even if they do little else than highlight the cruelties perpetrated while oblivious and blindfolded. Now we shall dive into unknown depths. Together, maybe then we can see beyond what separates us from each other and into the human element that always finds ways to showcase itself alongside any devious design. Words can hurt in ways we cannot comprehend, pulling on strings tied to personal experiences, without expecting anything. Join me in retracing footsteps few want to take, hoping the mere act may encourage others to open to open lines previously kept shut as secret vaults. Make no mistake, though, come judgment for me included. Sometimes the only path involves taking calculated steps into the abyss heart with eyes wide open as possible. That said, friends reading this henceforth hereby give both implicit consent and encouragement to continue revisiting our tumultuous past. So let us venture once more, and know that yes, there exists a thin gray area regarding acceptable. Levels of self-preservation, these giving in to volatile emotional states, evidenced plainly through outright chaotic misbehaviors, triggered under lunar influence, that also contradict virtually all tenets. Society vigilantly cries preserving at great cost. For if truth dictates that absolute power corrupts absolutely, then verily doesn't instances both comfort with calmness, yet the ability to efficiently exact harm without causing ripples amongst those closest around him were abilities developed over time through necessity, honed sharply thanks to doing whatever was needed to keep the family unit intact, despite adversities seemingly never ceasing their assaults upon individuals already quite literally stretched too thin. And just like that, Raylan grew up faster than most could understand, unless forced down similar traumatic paths. While everyone and every event contributed to making him the multifaceted person he eventually became, his core essence derived directly from actions taken or decisions avoided entirely. Plus, only those actually sharing imposed boundaries within the orbiting constraints ground dwellers find themselves will ever fully empathize, where primary concern constantly gravitates toward gathering sustenance along with any occasional pleasures, frivolously denounced and widely considered. Pointless distractions perhaps leading to the final failure. Extinction? Will the known universe harbor echoes of sentient thoughts, even a millisecond post-global demise, if, when reaching eventual termination has arrived for Homo sapiens, or more specifically, last remaining humans desperately clinging tight to only what works temporarily towards surviving another day. Amid terrible quietus, truly, every exit becomes an entrance somewhere else, more often than acknowledged. And one should therefore constantly attempt learning important lessons hidden throughout adverse events, decipherable using copiously accumulated experience coalesced throughout passage's unrelenting march rather than squander already finite moments, unwisely absorbed. Inside detrimental psychological spaces, little different from fictitious purgatory, created as conceptual tool dreamt up so long ago. The marathon ultimately culminates with mingling all data collected, internalized wisdom heightening perception in order to navigate life for most maximum benefit and preparation towards ultimate farewell that only one universal constant unconditionally promises. Thus enters Zara, actually how everything began, bookended by cunning intellect opposed to Sister Teresa, who fights without mercy, personally manifesting raw fear like a living nightmare's daughter, who unknowingly proved leverage against Madeline, preventing her slipping further down that treacherous slope without ever looking back except once. She must hate herself rightfully for all choices, ending somebody precious outside, ultimately guided sibling, where near total allegiance concealed deep loathing born purely because Malachi unexpectedly represented what later became primary. Goal conveniently disguised. Thank goodness Nana's childhood remained aloof, before blood quantum knew no bounds nor taboo, casting doubts instead of eerily close connection, allowing their own awareness growing that inevitable merge, threatened critical instability, barely fortified. How or when precisely do parents permit descendant futures bleak enough fester with opportunistic cells metastasizing without recognition by selfish guardians, swiftly becoming obstacles possibly needing removal, less progressed stagnate through wanton stubborn refusals exhibited despite advanced age, relative youthful energy expenditure abating? No regrets technically apply to freedom hard-won versus inherently foregone obligations tarnishing countenances, eroded over countless hours attempting sidestepping responsibilities behind frontlines fashioned by masking menaces held captivated through manipulation, masking disturbing indicators. Facade learned subtlety after innocence lost, then doubled down via subconscious desire battled internally. An acute eye watching aura subliminal tells us children constantly reevaluate where roles belong or are found missing entirely among adults. Then again, selfish ignorant intentionally forget gully bestowed from above carries powerful reminder. Merely coming next applies if approached correctly, whereas conversely burying uterine lineage immediately cast offspring sets examples seldom acceptable, while inheritance amassed sociopathologically calcifies, like printing money, compared to those sensitive souls thriving through genuine parenting formed with very target, yet between bright hazes, torturous realities serving mere distractions taint existence. In this twisted dance of shadows and secrets, the blood-red moon cast its malevolent glow upon the town, stirring the dormant darkness within. Raylan, burdened by the weight of his experiences, found solace in exploring the depths of the forbidden. He delved into the town's dark history, seeking answers to the mysteries that plagued his nightmares. The whispers of the townsfolk, laden with fear and despair, guided him toward a forgotten place, a decrepit mansion shrouded in legends of hauntings and unspeakable horrors. With each step he took, the air grew thicker, as if an unseen presence watched his every move. The creaking floorboards beneath his feet echoed through the desolate halls, amplifying the unease that gnawed at his soul. Shadows danced on the walls, distorted and contorted into grotesque shapes that seemed to mock his presence. Raylan's heart raced, the thumping in his chest drowning out all rational thought. He knew he had entered a realm where reason and sanity held no dominion. The mansion, an embodiment of forgotten nightmares, tested the limits of his courage. But he pressed on, consumed by a desperate need to confront the darkness that lurked within him. As he ventured deeper into the bowels of the mansion, he stumbled upon a room untouched by time. The air hung heavy with the scent of decay, mingling with the unmistakable stench of malevolence. In the center of the room stood a cracked mirror, its surface tarnished and warped. A voice, soft yet commanding, whispered in Raylan's ear, tempting him to gaze into the mirror's depths. He hesitated, his hand trembling as he fought against the allure of the forbidden. But curiosity, that insatiable beast, urged him onward. With a deep breath, Raylan locked eyes with his own reflection. What he saw sent a shiver down his spine, a distorted version of himself, twisted and contorted. The mirror revealed the darkest recesses of his soul, reflecting a version of him he never wished to acknowledge. The blood-red moon's influence had seeped into his very being, turning him into a vessel for the horrors that plagued his hometown. It whispered dark secrets and whispered promises of power, seducing him with the intoxicating allure of dominance over life and death. In that moment, Raylan faced a choice that would forever define his fate. Would he succumb to the alluring darkness, allowing it to consume him entirely? Or would he find the strength to resist, to break free from the cycle of despair that gripped his town? The answer was uncertain, obscured by the murky haze of fear and temptation. But deep within Raylan's heart, a glimmer of hope remained. He knew that to overcome the horrors of the blood-red madman, he had to confront the darkness within himself. Only then could he hope to unravel the mysteries that plagued his town and free it from the clutches of eternal torment. With newfound determination, Raylan turned away from the mirror, its malevolent whispers fading into the abyss. He would face the nightmares head on, armed with the knowledge that true power lies not in succumbing to darkness, but in finding the strength to resist and forge a path toward redemption. As the blood-red moon cast its final rays upon the town, Raylan emerged from the mansion, his resolve unwavering. The scars of the past would forever remain, but he vowed to protect his hometown from the insidious grip of the moon's influence. And so, as the blood-red moon faded from the sky, a glimmer of hope flickered in the hearts of the townsfolk. They shared their stories, their fears, and their determination to break free from the shackles of their haunted past. For in the depths of darkness, united by their shared experiences, they found strength. And together, They would face whatever horrors awaited them, armed with the resilience that can only be forged beneath a blood-red moon. For just $3 a month, you can have your name featured in my YouTube videos and descriptions. Not only will you be supporting my channel, but you'll also be immortalized in the credits of my content. If you're looking for something a bit more personalized, consider becoming a $25 a month patron. I'll voice your stories and bring them to life on my channel. Create a special drawing just for you, or even write a unique story tailored to your interests. So don't hesitate. Join my patron community today and help me keep the spooky stories coming. And remember, together we can save each other from the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for your support.